What's up guys, Infinity here, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In today's YouTube video, I'm gonna be doing something insane. I'm gonna actually upload to my YouTube channel for once. And you know, each time I start uploading to my YouTube channel again, I feel that my editing style is slightly different. Almost like a roguelike! And speaking of roguelites, today I'm gonna be reviewing Roboquest. Roboquest is an FPS, and I usually don't really play many FPS games, but Roboquest interested me for 3 reasons. First off, it has a really cool cel-shaded art style, which I really like. 2, it's a roguelite combined with an FPS, which sounds really interesting and unique to me. And 3, it's really cheap since it's on Humble Choice. As you'd expect for a roguelite, it follows the typical gameplay loop of start a game, go through levels, get random upgrades, become overpowered, die, and start over with incremental gains from your last playthrough. But what really makes it different from most other roguelites is that instead of being a top-down action or a 2D platformer, it's an FPS. I know that there's a few other roguelite FPS games, but this is the first of which that I've ever played. When playing the game, the first thing I notice is that there's no zoom or focus button like in most other FPS games that I've played. I tend to take a slower approach in shooter games, but then I realized that Roboquest isn't really the type of game where you play methodically. This was a game where you Leroy Jenkins your way through battles full of actions and explosions, and when playing the game quickly, the combat can become extremely satisfying. Other than just firing your gun, you also have a melee attack, jump on enemies' heads to deal damage, and have a character-specific ability that you can use on cooldown. There's 4 characters that you can play as. I like playing as this one, where you could become invisible and place a distracting clone of yourself, which you can later upgrade to also deal damage for you. You can get upgrades after you deal enough damage to enemies in a playthrough and level up. You get to choose between the choice of 2 random upgrades, and I found all the upgrades to be pretty interesting to mess around with. However, it can get a bit repetitive, since the pool of possible upgrades is fairly limiting. I also don't feel much reason to replay the game compared to other roguelites. I felt that the permanent upgrades didn't make much of a noticeable difference, at least not in any immediately satisfying way, and I was able to unlock all the characters pretty easily in only a couple hours. The core gun gameplay of the game is really fun, but there's only so many times you can play it before you need something to switch things up. The game does have a system where you'll pass by locked doors that can later be unlocked with a key and repeat playthroughs, and this is a pretty good incentive to replay the game, but I still feel that it's not really enough. As of playing the game, it's still in early access, so I hope that these concerns will be addressed before the full release. Overall, Roboquest is a fun game. If you're a roguelite fan who finds the concept of a roguelite FPS interesting, I'd recommend getting the game on sale. Though the core gameplay is fun, I personally found the replay value to be a bit too low for its genre. Well, I actually finished making a video for once. Must have had good ONG. Now, I'll see you all in my next YouTube video, coming out in probably a couple years.